Around the Track, episode 7. Welcome back to Around the Track podcast. My name is Connor. I'm joined here by my co-host Alessio and a new host, Justin Liona. If you want to introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Justin Liona.
That sounds so weird.
I'm a teammate of Connor and Alessio's. I was supposed to be on a while ago, but just getting back to it now, so excited to be here.
Cool beans. This week we are just going to be doing a news episode. Next week we have someone pretty exciting that's going to pop up hopefully, and then we got some more guests after that. But today we're going to hop right into it. We're going to talk first about the USA Track and Field Association canceling their 2020 indoor championship race. So last year it was supposed to happen, but then they rescheduled it for this year, February 20th and 21st. It was supposed to happen in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but they were working diligently, the organization, to create protocols and stuff that would keep the athletes and staff mates safe. But then they noticed the spike in cases, 1,200 spikes since January 10th. So 3 days, they've already had 1,200 cases of COVID. So along with trying to accompany or abide by the New Mexico restrictions and policies, they just found it too difficult and too hard and more of a risk than it needs to be to put it on. So they ended up canceling that. The World Champions also got canceled, the Indoor World Champions. But instead of being postponed until next year, they actually postponed it until March of 2023. So that's another 2 years that we don't have world champs for indoors. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, it's kind of a shame. I'm just really looking forward to seeing people get back to racing on a track. I know last year, maybe it was the year before, 2019, I don't know, but watching Drew Hunter win the indoor championship 3K from the second heat, technically the slow heat, was kind of cool. It's always, I feel like the indoor is more competitive, and it's just unfortunate that COVID's pushed so many races so far back.
Right, but there's also been track events. We covered the Sound running track meet, the 5K and the 10K with all the collegiate and pro runners running. So there have been time trials, and this is an actual FAT race. But yeah, no, I think if you think it's going to push anybody back, delay their peak years or their prime years, because people are already gearing up. We're going to get into this in just a second, but Sydney McLaughlin, how last year she was supposed to race the Grand Prix, Grand Prix, she took it off because she had a tightness or something like that in her legs, and she said it was an Olympic year or Olympic cycle, so she wanted to take it easy, and then it got canceled. So she didn't race for a couple of years, a couple months in preparation to stay healthy for the Olympics. But now those got canceled. They're getting pushed back. Those are supposed to happen no matter what, probably because they spent $1 billion and they don't want to lose all that. That's why it's still called 2020.
But 2020.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Yeah, exactly. But what do you guys think about that? Is it going to delay anybody?
I think it's possible. Most of them have been changing up their plans, pushing back their actual training, taking time off just to keep themselves ready. I don't think it'll have a huge impact. It could be fluctuation between seconds and times.
Yeah,
but
definitely make it a little weird, especially in terms of just the competition cycle. Now that they're pushing this stuff in 2023, so that's just throwing things even more off. But I mean, I guess
that's 2 years away. They're pushing races.
Wouldn't they have one that year anyway? So they might as well just say they canceled.
I think that's why they did it, just so that they don't have to do one year before, because they do it every 2 years.
You're right, yeah, because they were supposed to have it last year in China, and then they canceled it before everything shut down.
Yeah.
So are they gonna have like three in a row, or I guess not three in a row because you won't have one next year, but
Right.
I guess so two back to back. Okay. In terms of athletes, I'd really only be concerned about like the older people. Like for example, I mean, you got like
Who only
extreme
have, like,
cases
one
like
more season.
Abdi, who's like 44 and qualified for the marathon.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
like so that's like really pushing it.
Well, that's another thing. Like the marathon Olympic team's already decided. Like the rest of the Olympic trials aren't till what, July or June of this year
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the Olympic or Tokyo 2020.
That's for track and
But
field. I don't know what the other teams are doing.
Yeah, I don't
For the
know.
outdoor, but that's when they're supposed to take place.
But yeah, like the Olympic team is already decided.
Mhm.
Like there's
For the marathon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I clarify. But so that's a good point. Older athletes.
I think I only bring that up just because the comment, well, if you're like somewhat of an intelligent runner, you know that you're supposed to peak a season, then you take a break and you regress so you can peak more. So without racing, because my big thing, like especially over the summer, like you guys know this, I didn't want to time trial the 8 because I don't get the same adrenaline that I do when stepping on like an actual like competition line.
Exactly.
So I wasn't going to be able to run my best. Maybe I could get close, but I was not going to be able to reach my full potential, in my humble opinion. So all these time trials and stuff like that these club teams are doing, I don't think it's giving the athletes enough of a peak.
It's
And
not
if
the same.
right.
Right,
And if they
yeah.
keep getting like, it's good that sound running put on this track meet, I think. But then they didn't also include like the shorter events, like the 400, the 800.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not always. That was just to get some guys in that area
Yeah.
a quick
Mhm.
tune-up.
Yeah. No, and I completely understand that. A bunch of them hit the qualifier for those events, like to make the team and like automatically get onto the team. But yeah, no, those two got canceled, those two meets. The Millrose games have been postponed. A date has not been released yet that I can find. And then all major marathons like Boston and such are getting pushed back to the fall of this year. That could change, and I'm assuming it probably will change. But as of right now, the New Balance Grand Prix, which is raced at Reggie Lewis in Boston, is still set to compete this February on the 13th.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little heated about that.
Why?
That's the track we race on. We're probably not gonna have a season.
Yeah, so for anybody who's not a resident of Massachusetts, shout out international kids that have been tuning in. We got people from Germany, the UK, El España. Yeah, so the Reggie Lewis Center is held in Boston, is a track event a track in Boston, pardon me. And they have declared that they're going to be closed for the indoor seasons for all high school athletes because that's where most of our competitions are held, like all states and divisionals and such. So I understand what you're saying, Ian, but like at the same point, it's not like there's going to be any fans in there. And there's only going to be like
fans. I'm just trying to race.
right, but there's only going to be like 15 athletes there.
Understandable.
Like
Yeah.
instead of like 5 high school teams, which probably have like 60 kids on each of them, it's only going to be like a couple people.
It would be a different experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
The heats there's always like only 1 or 2 heats at this race anyway, and they're like fairly small. Like the 600 last year, we'll pull it up. There was only 5 guys. Sorry, 5 guys that finished 6 competed, but it's not a huge meet, and they could easily control like
no.
social distancing and stuff like that.
It's well, I mean, yeah, we like 3 of us and other teammates of ours. We went to it
Last 2 years.
last 2 years. We've gotten tickets, and it's a packed event.
Oh yeah,
There
for sure.
are
yeah.
so many people there because even before the pro races, they have high school races going on
In the middle of the
some
pro
days.
races,
Oh, really? Is
because
that-
they have
Yeah.
the older people. I
Oh,
forget what it's
correct.
called.
Yeah, the Masters.
Masters. Yes.
division,
They have the
yeah.
Masters division go, then the high school races, and then the
Mhm.
junior races, and then the actual like
Yeah,
advertisement, like the pro races.
dudes.
Sydney McLaughlin, Donovan Brazier, who else? Safa Powell, I think
We had Cheswick last year.
Chesarek race last year.
Emma Coburn.
Yeah,
Coburn,
McCoburn.
Coburn
Will
Ellie
Coombs,
Perrier's
Will
been there.
Coombs, yeah. Ellie Perrier, she won.
I think
She won last
She
year.
won.
I think she won the.
She won the
mile.
3,200, but I forget. There's something else. Did she get like some kind of record? I think she got some kind of record.
I know she got the mile record at the Millrose Games like a few weeks later, whenever
I'll
that
pull it
happened.
up. I got it right
It was the same season though.
But yeah, like what is your opinion on like, or what do you expect to come out of this? Do you think it's gonna get canceled in the end?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it will.
Also, it was a 3K, not a 2 mile.
Nah.
Was it? I
Yeah.
thought the women did
Well,
the 2
so,
mile and
alright.
the men did the 3K.
Nope, there's 3K for both because Ellie ran a 8:56. And then yes, I remember this. We were hyped for this one because like I'm a big Ellie fan, but also I'm a huge Emma Coburn fan.
Yeah.
And they were had all that spread. The time was like 8:56, and then she outleaned Emma and got 8:56.6.
Yeah, exactly.
Ellie got 8:56.5.
I don't know. I think they published splits. I feel like it was the 2 mile. I don't know. Maybe I'm
Well,
going crazy.
Shout,
And that's just
shout
like a
out
3K
Ellie
split?
Curie, her husband was sitting behind us. So like
He was?
You didn't even know that. I noticed
Yeah,
that.
whatever. No, he was sitting behind us and he was
Yeah, no,
cheering.
some-
And that was cool.
Because like I follow her on Instagram, so like she was getting proposed to and whatnot.
Oh,
So
okay.
I knew what you looked like, and then I heard some. It sounded like a big guy go, "Let's go, LA," in the back. And I turned around, I was like, "Oh shit, it's him!"
I remember there were some
Like
people.
he's famous just because he's dating like the best
He's
female
married to now.
female
They've
track
had
athlete.
their wedding.
But yeah, like another thing I want to talk about is like they're all getting the meets are getting canceled, but how about people that are like opting out of the races?
I mean, that's their decision.
Well,
I
yeah,
guess.
that's a personal decision.
If they know what they're doing.
Inevitably, it comes down to what their situation is. It depends how they're training. Injuries, obviously, like they're having to change their training plans around races getting scheduled. They I haven't done enough research, but injuries, uh, situations where they don't feel comfortable
Right.
racing in that environment. So
Like Sydney and stuff like that.
yeah, well, not even that. Just Sydney McLaughlin, she took that race off because it was technically an Olympic.
It was
year.
it was a tactical
It was
choice.
a tactical choice, but this is where now with COVID, people taking the race chances they have off
Right.
because, say for example, family situations, high risk stuff like even the athletes themselves could be high risk, and they're having to change their training to deal with that, which I can't even imagine that.
Well, it's like us. We have to run with masks now. I think Alessia and I talked about this like when we brought up the Brooks Beast team. They're not wearing masks when they train. I don't think there's a need for them to
There
wear
are
masks.
very few that are. There's most college teams aren't training with masks.
Yeah, which I don't understand why. What's the difference between an 18-year-old in high school and a 19-year-old in college? Like,
State regulations.
right, but like I know Springfield, like they put their mask on when they're close together, but when they go on like their distance runs and stuff.
Yeah. No. Well, no. They all have them on.
I think
And
it just
generally,
depends on the
everyone's
school.
pretty much.
I think our
has
school is more
gone.
paranoid than, or our area. Our area probably has the worst though. I think.
Yeah.
I think our area
Well,
is
yeah,
probably like
Massachusetts in
second
general
worst,
is
next to Boston. I think. I could be wrong about that.
slammed.
Right. But what was I gonna say? But like my buddy who runs an army, Dan Horo, he'll be on soon.
Shout out.
They did a couple. I'm not making another shout out, real shout out. They didn't wear masks. I'm pretty sure for the couple of time trials that they ran, because Army as a team ran a couple.
That'd be
time trials by
absurd to
themselves.
run a time trial with a.
Well, I mean, we did workouts and stuff, and we had a race like with masks on.
Yeah, that's a different debate though. It's high
I feel like
school.
for
That's what I'm
we,
saying.
we can get into the cross country course time debate some other time, but like I feel like because we do it for cross country matters maybe a little less in terms of time because everyone has that handicap.
Yeah.
And you're not in cross country, you're not racing for like time. Technically, you're racing to beat people because
Hell
it's
you.
sport.
What? I said, who the hell are you then?
I'm the photographer.
I go for times.
I get them too.
But I feel like in track, especially if you're trying to hit a standard, obviously you're not going to want a mask.
Yeah.
And I know at least for the pro meets, I don't know if it did this for college meets, probably not. I'd assume, but maybe they did. Is like they had to get tested twice for every meet.
Well, they're also probably isolated a lot better too,
Right.
because they're already isolated because they're in college. They have like their own dorms, not allowed to go out and like socialize and stuff.
Not allowed is the rule. There are many exceptions.
What do you mean?
They don't care. At least, well, it depends on the college, but I know that college kids were like, I'm
Well,
in
like
college,
Benny.
I don't care.
But like Benny T, like he said, like he's only allowed to leave his dorm room in the first 2 weeks when he got there to go get food. He wasn't allowed to go anywhere else. He was bored out.
Okay, well, yeah, that depends on the college. I know at least like when I went to visit my friends at BYU and like in Utah, they'd never really cared over there. People were just hanging
Utah
out.
anyway?
There's nothing in Utah.
There's nothing in Utah.
Fair.
Do they know COVID exists?
Sorry, BYU. Sorry.
That's the only college campus I've been on since it started, so that's why I
Fair
was saying
enough.
that.
Yeah.
So like I said, once again, it just depends on the organization.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, that's the biggest thing I think for me with this whole thing is that like it sucks that they're canceling and everything like that. I get why they are, but at the same point, like you got to keep progressing the sport eventually. Like you can't just put this whole thing on pause. But that's just my 2 cents. Hopefully we can get a live stream. Hopefully the Grand Prix will continue to happen. But
There's no way there isn't a live stream. It'll happen.
oh, I
But
know. I hope that who's that guy that always like commentates?
They'll
Coach Aids,
No,
no,
when I was in high
no,
school.
The,
the pro one,
yeah, the
the
pre.
British dude, or
No, the pre guy. He's like, he's like that nice man. Like, hey, we'll be right back.
oh, the guy who was like on the field or not?
Yeah, he
on
always
the
did the
field last
interview.
year. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I don't know who that is, but I know who you're talking about.
That guy's a hoot. But Justin, you want to take the next one? Marathon project.
Yeah,
Actually,
sure.
real quick before we talk about marathons, do you think? So obviously for the Olympics this year, they have to worry about other sports other than track. Do you think that if it was just the World Championships for track, they would be able to hold it? Because they have been holding the meets. Like they had the Diamond League meets this year or last year, I guess.
Well, that's just because they've been able to hold them in separate countries. I don't
Yeah.
think any USA athletes have competed though. That's the thing.
Craig Engels did question mark.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if there are,
I think Donovan Brazier was there. I don't remember.
I know
He
Donovan.
did. He run.
I know Donovan. was there.
Donovan and
But I think
Friggin'
far and
Engels
few,
were there.
there's only been a couple hand-picked selected kids who. That's what I was talking about, like the prime. Like Donovan Brazier is in his prime,
Mhm.
and like if he doesn't race, he uses that. He has the risk of degressing like rapidly. And in the 800, that's could be a second, which is huge. Like he's on track to probably get the world record at this point.
That would be huge. I'd
That would
love
be
to
sick.
see him do that.
Bro, 139.
And he only went to a what's it called, Texas A&M for like a year, and then he went pro.
Mhm.
Texas A&M. Well,
Like-
he
like
he
he's
went
a
in. He
young
went in
athlete.
fast. He
Right.
went in fast.
Yeah, no, he won the
He was-
NCAA
He was already
championship that year.
fast. I might have been as a freshman.
It was
I think so. Yeah.
because I watched one of his
Well,
interviews.
also no, Texas A&M though breeds 800 runners. Like
Yeah,
they
no,
had
I know that.
Devin Dixon
and 400 runners.
Yeah, no,
Their
they're
4x14 is stacked.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
but that's what I was trying to talk about, like the prime, like he's at a risk of like losing the like primal years because he's such a young athlete. He
Mhm.
can't wait till 2023 to run the world championships against people and like still compete at the level that he was competing at last year. Like here, I'll pull up his.
I mean, he's 23 now, so I think it really depends on the runner. But
1:14.39 he ran last year at the Grand Prix. Like he set himself up for such success
was
in
that was
2020.
close to what's the 500 record?
that was six. But
That was a 600. That wasn't 500.
I
That
think
was a 600.
I think his
Yeah,
rec-
yeah, yeah.
his record was like 1 second faster. Like I was
Wait, that
filming
makes
it because the
sense,
guy was
huh?
like, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna set a world record," and then he missed it. And then after he's like, "Oh, I forgot I was running 600." He literally said that. He
Yeah.
was like jogging for the first 400, and he's like, "Oh, 200
Like,
left. Time
Oh
to
no,
go."
I remember that. Yeah.
And he just destroyed everybody else.
He
Like
was like, "Oh wait, I gotta
two-
actually go fast."
Yeah, no,
2,
he
3, and 4.
Dropped them.
Yeah, no, 2, 3, and 4 were all within a second of each other. But he dusted the second place by 4 seconds. Like
That's insane.
he's such like an absolute animal and a beast.
I think he could have broken the world record that day, but
he could have.
apparently he forgot.
There's there's no competition around him. All his competition is at the world stage
Well-
and even the world championship. He
True, but like if
gapped
you're,
that
Grand
if you're on
Prix
world
set.
record pace, like you're not gonna have much competition either way, or at least you're gonna have to be a front runner, even if the person's like
They-
on your
they
tail.
get-
If they're on your tail, then I can
not
support
not
it.
the
See how that
800.
can
Well,
happen.
even I mean not the 800. I mean there are races where 3K and further where they set records. Multiple people go under the records. also.
Right. I mean that's what they do with the half marathon.
Yeah. But
That,
even
so that I can
No,
yeah,
yeah.
that
no, I would agree. Even if Donovan Brazier is to break the world record, it'll be on his own. Like even the old one, David Rudisha's 140.
140.9 something, 97, 93, something like that.
Uh,
Yeah, no, he ran that.
149.1 2012.
Yeah.
He was
He was from the he ran
was
first from the gun.
from the
entire
gun
race.
by himself the whole time,
Mhm.
and that's what when
Did Nick Simmons run in that race?
Yeah.
he might.
I'm pretty sure he
might
did.
have
I
been
think
in
he
that
did.
one.
I think he talks about that.
Yeah, he was in that race.
But that was towards the end of his career anyway. So, but like that's what I think the the Grand Prix is set up for like those kind of athletes to succeed anyway. Like Sidney McLaughlin.
Oh yeah, no,
Donovan Brazier.
there's like a superstar in each race, and then
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean the
Well,
other
they
guys
just
are
set it up,
pro
yeah.
athletes too,
Mhm.
but
And they get the whole crowd in there. Like I went to that pro meet in Boston next month, and it was literally like more low key than a high school meet. I didn't have to pay to get in. I just walked in.
Yeah.
But
you
like
gotta
now,
pay to get into our meets.
Was it the one you made Colin Quigley at?
yeah,
Yeah.
the one I was
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
that was
I
the
was
one
talking
at
to Pixley
BU.
about.
The one
Yeah.
at BU,
The
yeah.
Valentine race. Yeah.
That was
But,
Bowerman was at that one, right? Like that.
There are a
track
bunch of
club?
teams. Army went to that.
That,
one.
that was
I
I mean,
supposed
that
to
was the
go to
pro
that.
night. The pro night was more low key. I think I didn't go to the actual college meet the next day because those were always packed.
No, I remember you telling us
It was
about that.
college and unattached people. I'm pretty sure. And some
It
like,
was
minor
the
pros.
invitational ones, which are like the top tier
Yeah. Yeah.
races. So they have like a few hours of races at night, and then the next day they have the entire day for like it's like open for everyone basically.
Yeah.
Which is it's usually college kids who go to those meets.
Right. Just so that they can get some times to get some good competition.
Right.
But yeah, no, like I said, that's just my 2 cents. Like, I think if we put this sport on hold professionally and high school level too, like as low as that, like you're gonna lose people. And like, I know people are already dropping off for college, like recruitment. Like, there are going to be definitely kids that like pop out of nowhere in the college years for the next years, couple years to come, because
Well,
we
yeah,
don't
you
see their
just-
times on like mile split in athletic.net and all these other like runner space. You don't see where their times are coming from, and then they're going to pop up and get like 15-second PRs and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what sucks for us specifically because I mean, unless you want to purposely fail a class, which I don't know why anyone would do that to repeat a grade.
Right.
But like we only have 4 years in high school, and we essentially miss an entire year, and then maybe some more.
Take
Right.
a post grad year. That's an option.
But
Just
the
throwing that out.
But no, I don't know why would you do that to yourself?
Exactly.
At least
yeah.
in like college, I know that they gave them the opportunities either like get like
Yeah,
a
if you're an athlete-
financial bonus,
yeah,
or you do an additional
you just
season.
you just do another year. But you have to take like the minimum amount of credits. You don't have to take like you can
Right,
take like 2 or
right.
3 classes or something like that. But that's like the positive. The negative is that like kids can't put up good enough times because the last 2 major seasons of like their recruiting process, junior year track and senior year cross country are like useless because you can't get any times out.
But
that
that's what
coaches
I'm
can
saying
use.
is that like it
Yeah.
sucks. I feel like it sucks more for us in high school
Yeah.
than it does for like. I think college people probably have it the least bad, and pros have it probably like in the middle just because they have to worry about their career ending.
Yeah.
That
I
makes
think
sense?
there's going to be the gap is going to close between the talent in D1 and D3 this year, just because more high level athletes are going to be
Are
going to
going
D3
D3, yeah.
because they have to. Maybe they'll transfer once they start throwing out times, but I doubt it. I think once they cement themselves, like by sophomore year, there's no reason. And plus, the coaches would be stupid to try and lose them.
Yeah.
Like they could build their programs so well. The next 2 or
Build
3
some
years are
really
gonna be,
solid D3
are gonna be
programs.
quality D3 programs if they like do it right. But
That could be really interesting to see.
yeah,
That could like further reinforce that D3 versus D1 debate. Because if you get a bunch of really good D3
Well, even
teams,
then, it's not just like it's D1, D3.
No, I
It's
know, I
know.
intermixed.
but you can't. There's more D3 schools than D2 schools. So like I can name like the amount of D schools too as I know, like Franklin Pierce, and then that's pretty much it around here.
I couldn't tell you any D2
Yeah.
schools.
Because it's either D1 or D3.
yeah.
So
Do you know why that is?
it's
Just-
based off size and funding. I'm pretty sure.
Come back next week.
Yeah.
Research.
Unless
time.
you'll research it and give you a
Okay, why are there no D3 schools?
yeah, exactly. But do you guys have anything else to add on this stuff?
Not really. I
No.
mean,
No, you can take it away now.
Unless you're just like, I just want to speak for once. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I had a debate.
give me
Oh,
my
no,
chance.
No, that was
I
really
had
good.
an idea.
No, it was good. It was like a good idea. We like what? We went like another 10 minutes with that.
my moment of fame.
Hey, I've been on this podcast every week.
Yeah, you just got here. Shut up. We'll kick
My
you out.
apologies. I'm
Um,
taking over.
Marathon Project. Go.
All right, yeah. So Marathon Project. It's Marathon Project 2020. The full title. It's not new news. It was December 20th.
Yeah, but you were geeking out about the motto.
We'll get there. Calm yourself. So basically, it was a Chandler, Arizona. It was a specially designed race course, 26.2 miles. They do a bunch of laps of a 2.1 mile flat road.
Yeah, 4.2 loop, 2.1 mile stretch of road.
And they just did loops of that. Yeah, exactly. Sounds horrible.
Was that like 11 laps or something? How long was it?
11 laps? Sorry, like
2
13 or something like that, or 12.
2.1.
4.2 is a lap
Oh, wait, sorry, lap. My bad. So yeah, like
times
6.
Wait,
six.
4. Oh, it was down
Yeah.
and back.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha,
2.1 is the entire stretch.
Okay.
And
So
then,
then
it was
they
4.
go
So they
down.
ran down.
I guess
ran
there's
around
like a
rotary.
cul-de-sac at the end. They just went.
Yeah, there's a
Hairpin turn.
There's like a rotary. I remember.
And then they went and came back and went,
What they do.
again. Yeah.
Because we're about to talk about her in a second, Sarah Hall, who won the thing. But I remember Ryan Hall, he was like posting on his Instagram because I followed his live feed. They were having like, they made this like the best they could. Like they had bikers come down and it was literally like 180-degree like turn around a circle, like a half circle. They had bicyclists come down and then turn. And then whatever path that they took, like to like maintain their speed, they literally had the guy like spray painting behind his wheel as he was going there. And they're like, this is the line you
Go
need to
here
start.
for optimal speed.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
breaking 2, but as legal as
Yeah.
possible.
No, it's like car racing video games. You got the blue line.
Yeah,
all around.
no, that's exactly what it was. They literally made like a running lane. So like when you go around the cul-de-sac, follow this like little pathway that they make for you. I thought it was hilarious, but
I didn't
sorry.
see that.
Continue.
No, but yeah. So the women, this was probably the better of the two race, but Sarah Hall, who we just spoke about, Ryan Hall, her husband, but Sarah Hall was going for the American record. From what year was the record from? I forget, but it's 2:19:36. 2:19:36.
2006
2006
by Dina
Castor. And she went through the half marathon at 109.
0.38.
So
So goal was 109.4.
So
she was under.
she was on pace.
She was
on
cruising.
pace, definitely moving fast. She had pacers, so that's a little asterisk, but she was on pace for that American record, and then she ended up finishing 2:20:32, so a little bit off.
Yeah,
But her previous PR was from London Marathon, 2:22:01.
that was like 3 months before.
Yeah, that wasn't
She
even
took
that long
off a
ago.
minute and a half, 3 months in
Yeah.
3 months. That's ridiculous. But
They also noted like after she ran the 109.38, so like the pace that she was going for was a 5:19 mile. She slowly was like she started to slow down after like 13.1 miles to the half marathon point, and she went back, I believe, to about a 5:21. So she was off pace by 2 seconds going into like the second half of the race, or eventually got there. I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
So that obviously was the destroying factor and whatnot, but like going through the half at 109.38 for a female, like this crazy. So
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous. It's almost an American record. But
she'll get it. She's definitely gonna get it.
no, it's gonna be hers. It's
She's
gonna be
only
hers. Watch out, Dina
37?
Castor, but
37, yeah.
37, yeah.
But the story I really want to talk about is the Keira D'amato. She's a 35-year-old mom and real estate agent. From Virginia. She got second in this race. She's 2:22:56. She's not a pro runner. She's
And she made the 7th all-time American.
yeah,
in the marathon.
That's nuts.
it's ridiculous.
Well, I think she ran at the USA qualifiers.
She did, but she ran in the USA qualifiers.
I got
From
15th.
USA qualifiers to this race, she took off 12 minutes.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah,
12
she
minutes.
took 4 years.
I mean, that
off.
was a year ago. I mean, like, she got some good training in this summer, I guess.
But
Took advantage.
that's just ridiculous to me.
Well, also you have to keep in mind that again they're running on a loop like that's designed to go fast.
That's a good point.
It's a flat loop.
But still,
They got the
this
bike. They got the
blows
bike
my
pit
mind.
lines going.
The bike line.
I mean,
I love that.
Jake Riley last year, U.S. Olympic trials, he wasn't sponsored either, I don't think. And he
No,
made
people-
the team. So
especially
people popping off.
marathoners,
People popping
people
off.
pop up all over the place. But
Well, who
I-
won the Boston? I'm gonna like shoot after this. But the lady with the big eyes.
What?
Des Linden.
Yes, that's
She-
But you said Boston Marathon. I know she won it a few years ago.
yeah, no, it was like the worst conditions ever. And she
Yeah,
still
that was
won
that
it.
was
She
Des
might
And
have
Linden.
then
been
from
in
then
this.
she got like eternal fame just because she won that. I think she
Yeah.
started a beer company too because of it.
Did she really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because she's from like
Hold up.
Wisconsin or some shit.
She won it. She won the Boston Marathon when it was raining. It was like
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Terrible
right?
conditions
Yeah.
because like they worked through it. Well, that's also how Nick Simmons won his NCAA titles too.
Whatever.
Like
Nick Simmons.
that's the only reason that he won it is what he says. But here is
No.
Something about beer.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Googling it.
Oh no. So she didn't.
Oh no, I think
sorry. Continue with
Keira
D'Amato.
D'amato's no, her PR was from the 2019 Berlin marathon. So I don't know exactly when that was, but she went 2:34:55 at the 2019 Berlin, and then this past December went 2:22. So
yeah.
over
no.
the course of a year, she took off 12 minutes on a marathon
And she's
while
not-
she's selling houses in Virginia.
and she's not
And she has kids.
and she doesn't have like a coach or anything like that from like a pro team or a club.
As far as I know, no, she's her own runner.
I mean, that's crazy.
Granted,
She made a nice $2,000 too because she got second. That was the prize.
she
money
got
for
prize
second.
money. That's nice.
Yeah, it was like $5,000, $2,000, and then $1,000.
But she was an NCAA elite runner.
Okay, so it's not like she was like a fucking
It's
mom.
yeah, it's
that
not,
just
it's
like,
not like she was
oh, I'm gonna
celebrating.
go
on a
right
jog
No,
today.
she got sixth in the 2005 NCAA national championship.
for what? The
Which
marathon?
event?
No,
No, there's been
cross
Oh,
country.
Chris. Oh,
Cross
get
country.
out of here. All she had to do was just keep training.
She finished ahead of future Olympians. So
Also,
like,
I found
she's pretty
Okay.
elite. She's pretty elite.
You
She's
could have mentioned
not
that
a-
earlier.
No, I know, but she just didn't like.
Yeah, it might be.
She didn't get a shoot contract or anything like that. But back to Des Linden, the Marathon Brewing Company, 26.2. That's what she sponsored, or she was like a part of.
Yeah, I mean, however you can make money.
Well,
Why not?
I forget where she's from. I think Wisconsin, whatever the big brewing company is, like the state. Yeah, here it is. 26.2, the beer.
That's a clean logo.
It is a clean
That's a
logo.
clean logo.
It is.
Everyone
Very
look
nice.
up 26.2 beer. It looks kind of good.
It does.
That's a good looking logo.
It's called the Marathon Brewing Company.
Boston Marathon colors.
Yeah, well, duh. That's why she was sponsoring it.
Duh.
Duh. But yeah, no, like that's crazy. But I know D'Amato is like it's crazy, yada yada yada. But like we're like glancing over that Sarah Hall is like about to do what her like husband did like so many years ago. Like she's about to take over the marathon like arena.
I get that American record, whatever. Keira
Whatever.
D'amato.
This is gonna be the first running power couple ever that's gonna hold like well actually Ryan doesn't
They're
hold-
already a running.
Ryan doesn't hold the half marathon record anymore because that got broken. We talked about that. I forget who it was. Some
Hot take. He changed sponsors too.
from what?
Ryan Hill.
Hall, you mean?
Oh, Hall. Never mind.
Ryan Hill's.
Forget I said anything. Ryan Hill.
Ryan
never
Hill.
mind, Never
think
mind.
Ryan Hill's the
Idiots.
Bowerman guy.
Yeah,
was a
Ryan.
Bowerman
Yeah,
guy?
dumbass.
All-
Ryan Hill's the
Oh, is
Bowerman
that the guy you're
guy.
talking about who switched
Yeah.
sponsors? Yeah.
I'm talking about Ryan Hall.
Forget I said anything.
Half
Oh my
marathon
God.
legend turned 170 pound
Oh, no.
bodybuilder. Like, God, chiseled out of fucking.
I'm gonna get
Renaissance
crucified by
man.
anyone that knows anything about running.
Actually, you
Yeah.
got one letter wrong.
But I mean, like, oh my God, they're also like so successful. Like, what does he have? He has a run free. Well, first he got a podcast, but he's also got a training like program, like club. I'm pretty sure called Run Free. Like he doesn't run at all
I don't
anymore.
have the slightest clue what you're
I don't
talking
either.
about.
Ryan Hall.
You're the guy who shows all the Ryan Hall stuff.
Well, I just did
Like
it
his
just because I
his
think he's
cereal with like 5 boxes each.
Yeah,
one.
because like
Cereal?
I was looking up like bodybuilding because like I'm kind of interested in that stuff. I'm just not at the point in my life where like
Bodybuilding.
I can just like eat whatever I want.
It's
on
every
game.
runner's secret dream.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
like-
we're all so skinny.
But he did it too. Like he was like 120 something when he did
Yeah,
this.
he was a
And
twig.
now he's like 178 and literally like chiseled. He said he doesn't run anymore. Like he refuses to run because he doesn't want to burn any calories.
Oh my
He
God.
has to keep it on.
20-year high school anniversary. Connor's coming back. He's gonna be wearing a Ryan Hall t-shirt. He's shredded.
Fuck off. Fuck off. I got made fun of because I talked about Jenna Hutchins the first episode for like 30 minutes. It was
Oh yeah, I
She's
remember
like,
that.
Oh my
yeah.
god, he's talking about another girl.
Wait, Megan said that?
Yeah.
Good job, Megan.
But yeah, like no, but he's training like professional athletes, and he also trains his wife too. I think Emma Coburn, her husband, is also.
She's on that coaching staff, the New Balance.
Yeah, no, her husband's the coach.
No,
of,
yeah,
like,
her
those
husband
two
is the
guys.
coach.
He is the
Yeah, her
coach.
husband was
Okay.
like a collegiate.
Yeah, I knew he was a
Olympic
coach.
runner.
Yeah,
But yeah, he was like imagine like your spouse like is your coach. Like not only in just
I don't
like
have a spouse.
running.
I'm single.
No fucking shit. Neither do we. We're not married. We're
Unless
still
you.
teenagers.
Yeah, but I don't have a girlfriend either, so I wouldn't know.
But
We're not gonna get into that. Keep
Yeah,
going.
exactly. I could diss Justin
Oh
right
my
now if I really
God.
wanted to, but like I'll keep to myself. But
Please do.
but like I'm like hockey, like basketball, like imagine like your spouse is just like your coach. Like that's probably the,
I don't know
the
if I would like
coolest
that.
thing.
I don't know if I would like
the
that.
coolest thing, but also the most awkward thing in the world.
Nah.
You shit
feel
the
like
bed
it'd
in
be
a
fine.
workout. God damn it!
Fucking idiots. But yeah, that's the girls' race. Did you want to get into the guys' race? Did you just want to?
Guys, race isn't that interesting to be honest.
Well,
I mean,
he got the
Here,
what's it called?
there were seven guys sub 210, so it's not that it wasn't interesting. It's pretty
Yeah.
ridiculously
Yeah, but
fast.
the winner was
But,
also got the seventh. He also reached the seventh. On the
yeah, that's
American.
true. Winner 208, Martin here.
Just barely broke
Here,
209. Here.
here. He's part of the Reebok Boston running team. Actually, close to
Represent.
home. Yeah, represent.
Boston.
He's actually in his fourth year of med school.
Yeah, he's
So
a student.
He's a student.
He's like a
Student
full-time
athlete. Student athlete.
He's like 28 years old.
Student athlete
He's
guy.
like
in
oh,
medical
going to-
school.
Yeah, he's going to medical school.
Did he run the NCAA at any time?
I don't.
I
Think
have
so.
Or is
no
he like
idea.
way past his?
It just
He's
mentioned in
he's
the
passed his
article.
he's
I mean,
passed his
I can look it up.
eligibility.
If you guys
But,
want to,
I'd
I'll
assume.
look it up.
But
spinning.
yeah, so he won 208.59, seventh on the all-time American marathon list. Number 2 was Noah Drawdy in a time of 209.09.
Oh, Syracuse. We mentioned this.
Oh yeah, we did talk
He
about
ran
that.
for
Yeah, he ran. He's gonna get into the third place.
and
guy
then
too.
third place, Colin Benny, who is a teammate of
He runs for
Martin's
Reebok.
at Reebok Boston.
They both went to Syracuse.
They both went to
Okay.
Syracuse. They're homies. They're homies. But but he went 209.38. So there were a lot of guys under 210. So that's good to see. And most, if not all, American. I can pull up the exact results.
I got Martin here's Syracuse bio up. 2015 academic all-American first team selection. Finished 9th place with a time of
So he's a coach's poster boy.
29.59 and received all-American honors for the NCAA championship. I'm assuming in cross country. So yeah, this is cross country.
Probably.
Yeah. So you ran 29.59 for I'm assuming the 10K.
Mhm.
And
Dude's got a
he
lot of
finished-
achievements.
Finished 9th.
Was that cross country?
Yeah, this is cross country. Finished 9th. Like
That's impressive.
Wait, what year was that?
2015.
That's when Syracuse won the national championship.
Yeah.
So that's when they were goated.
Yeah.
They were discussed. That's when they had Justin Knight.
Here, I'll pull up Benny too if you want.
I mean, we don't need to talk about that, but
Oh,
they were just ridiculous then.
yeah,
So
I'll still pull it up.
that's why these guys are the 1 and 3 guys in the marathon. They're from that 2015 Syracuse team. But that's kind of it for the marathon project. Probably went on that more than I wanted to, but
No, that was good. I mean,
Yeah, I
like,
mean that's fine.
I mean, you say it's like not like what's it called, impressive and whatnot, but like I
No,
think
it's-
it is.
I can't lie to myself. It's mad impressive.
Oh
Dude,
wait, Justin Knight was actually a sophomore when they won that.
he got what place did he get in that race?
In that race,
He didn't win.
He didn't win.
Did he win?
he didn't win until 2017, 2018,
I think so.
2017,
I
2018.
think so.
It's about to get pulled up.
I'll look it up.
Senior year 2017, yeah, so that's when he won it, I'm pretty sure. And then
That must be nice to have up there. NCAA individual champion
oh yeah, just kidding, he beat Ryan, or what's his name?
Martin.
Martin. He beat Martin sophomore year 2015.
Well,
Ran to 4th place in NCAA championship at
Justin
the time
Knight
of
also-
29.46. Well, Justin Knight's also a god. so.
he's He runs for Reebok.
He runs for Reebok too, but he's also.
I don't
think
know if he's on
Canadian.
Reebok Boston.
He's on Reebok Boston. I think he's in Canada because he's a Canadian.
No, it's Justin Knight, Ben Flanagan, Martin Hier,
Ben Flanagan is a good 10K runner.
Colin Benny. No, so that's that team. It's like it's half of that Syracuse 2015 team.
I mean, why wouldn't they? That's the only team they have to. They don't really have a sprinter team. I mean, the only other sport that comes to mind when I think Reebok is UFC. Like other than that, but I mean, you could say that about Adidas too. Like you got like flamed last week by Marco. It was like, first of all, Tim and Elite. First of all, they were Adidas, which is just.
First of all,
cringe.
Marco, I haven't watched that full episode. I'll send you my counter argument when I get the chance.
Adidas is cringe.
All right, so their shoes are trash. Their shoes are trash, but the gear's kind of nice.
Give it to the gear.
So
So.
I don't want to talk about it right now.
But yeah.
Marco, I'll get back to you.
But yeah, no. But Syracuse, they kind of went downhill just a little bit, but not too much.
Downhill, still like top 10 in the country.
I mean,
every single year.
Well, like NAU and BYU just like took over the scene for like the last 2
We
years.
had that debate.
Yes, I did.
Did.
We had that
Connor was
debate.
trashing us for having that debate last.
I asked
last
who
few
did I,
weeks
who
ago.
did I ask? I asked Nudge or I asked the CC kids.
I think it was the CC guys.
Yeah, I said NAU or BYU, and the last year he goes, they're just gonna say NAU.
NAU.
Obviously, bro. I already told you about my bias poll.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of NAU. Like you're a
Big fan of BYU.
no, you're a like diehard BYU
Okay, well, that's
fan.
just because I applied there. So, like, did you apply to NAU?
I
No.
did not apply to NAU.
I mean, like, what does NAU do for like academics?
I honestly
Could
don't
not
know.
tell you. They're just disgusting.
Do you know anything else about
I don't
NAU
know
aside
anything
from
about
their
them.
running?
I don't know anything
Like their
about
men's
them.
running team. Do you know any other sports?
They have
Or
like,
even the women's running team.
No, the women's running team is good. They're winning. They got like top 5 last year, but that doesn't apply to us because we're dudes. But
Are you sure about that?
I don't really pay attention. They do have a D3 hockey team though. I know that.
Oh,
So that's the other sport I
Filthy.
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, but it's D3. Let's keep that in mind.
I didn't know you could have like interdivision.
Yeah,
But you can't
teams at-
like
at,
UMass Lowell, they're D1,
school.
but
I saw like
their
a
basketball. No, I just kidding. Their hockey program is like big D1.
disgusting.
Yeah, they're big D1.
UML hockey.
But like their track team is very successful, but
They're D1 still, I thought.
they are D1, but they're not like in the same league that the hockey team is in.
Oh, no.
Like the same
Well,
conference.
Right, but I mean, they're still
The hockey
D1. I was
teams-
saying like,
Yeah.
The hockey conference for that is Big East hockey. It's literally its own conference.
I get that. I get that. But,
But
yeah. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to add, or do you want to get into some topics? This is gonna be a quick episode, by the way.
extraneous topics.
So-
sure.
we can get into some topics.
Yeah, why don't we do a couple topics and then see where that goes?
Okay. Let's see. First, we're gonna talk about. So we're gonna touch on some topics that we introduced on like early year episodes from like 6 weeks ago. So yeah, we'll start with the race weight because Connor, you brought that up like episode like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Talk about it real
Yeah.
quick. So
So-
we'll elaborate.
I mean, I'm gonna come back to Nick Simmons. Like, I researched a little more after I heard what race rate was, but essentially, I already told the story. I slowly was losing weight, like unintentionally, just from nerves for my championship season across country sophomore year, and that coincidentally was the biggest leap and biggest like performance that I've had. Like, I peaked at the exact right time. I was running 17 flats, which was like my previous PR the year before. I was running 17 flats for the whole year. Then I immediately jumped to 16:35, like the first championship race, which was our league race. And then I believe my walk around weight is about 138, 139, and it still is like today.
LOL, same.
And then I dropped down to 135, I believe, for DCLs. And then I eventually got down to like between 125 and 129 for the All-State race, which is about 4 weeks after DCLs. So
Dude,
I mean,
that
I-
ain't healthy.
Huh?
That ain't healthy.
Oh, I know. It was all nerves though. Like I was only sleeping like an hour, like 1 hour to 3 hours a
Puking
night.
every 10 seconds.
Puking every 10 seconds. Wasn't talking to anybody because I was scared of just like puking on them. But then I just got in like this complete like zone, like whenever we were in that race, and like all of you made fun of me for it's like
It's like straight ahead.
Connor's pissed off again. But it's like I was just in the zone, like, and then I
We
went
had a
out.
running joke like if Connor throws up before this race, he's going off.
Yeah. But
That
I,
ended though.
and I told yeah, obviously. But that's just because I passed out and then I dropped out. So shut the fuck up. Justin was actually telling my
He doesn't
mom.
like that. He doesn't like that topic.
Well, Justin snitched to my mom because like I was still like out of it, and then my
Dude,
mom.
we had to tell her what happened.
Yeah, I know, but we went to see the cardiologist, and all of a sudden my mom was telling the cardiologist like, "Oh yeah, one of his teammates was saying that he threw up a lot more than what he normally does." I'm like, "Did I?"
Dude, your mom called my mom, Nurse Liona, and I'm just like, my mom called or texted me and was like, "Yo, what happened to him?" And so I was like, "All right, so he threw up pre-race," and she was talking to your mom, and all right, so my bad. Yeah, I snitched on you. Whatever.
I'm kidding. You guys care. I appreciate that. But yeah, no,
Yeah, we
this
care.
year was an exception. I'm pretty sure. I also there's also some other like nutritional stuff I was trying out because I knew it was no FAT times. So I just wanted to like try some stuff out. But last year was like the best like I think I performed, which is weird because I got the worst sleep and I had the worst like diet. But then I also realized like you can't maintain race weight for a long time from what I've researched.
Mhm.
So immediately after I raced, all my nerves were gone. And I went home and I devoured everything in the house. And then the next day, I'm pretty sure I shot up to like 135 again. So again, that's like terrible for you, but still I was able to like get back to weight.
It's like
But
basically wrestling.
well, yeah,
It's different.
I was actually just about to say it. Like, it's like wrestling. Like, should that be condoned in high school? Because wrestling condones like cutting weight and gaining weight.
So I
Or,
got
like,
some,
should
I
that-
got some opinions on race weight.
Not condoned, but should that be a tactic that should be used for the more elite runners?
I mean,
Alright,
you don't
so-
have to do it like as aggressive.
Well,
I mean,
so-
obviously, we were talking about this before the podcast started. Sometimes you have to be a little aggressive when it comes to like going up or like.
Yeah,
No,
let's take
okay, hold on.
risks.
Let me rephrase that. You have to be a little aggressive depending on like just how your metabolism works.
Yeah.
I know for me, for example, I was not having enough calories. I was not eating enough to counteract the calories I was burning last winter because I was like doubling every day and ended up getting a stress fracture. And then I went to a nutritionist and they're like, oh yeah, just like they kind of explain the ins and outs of it. And I gained almost 10 pounds in 2 weeks.
Maybe
Right.
But
the
because I was
Probably-
like shoveling
Yeah.
food down my face.
Big nutritionist
Because
guy.
I wasn't
Probably because
eating
you
it.
cut out all your empty calories and start eating like whole calories.
Maybe.
Because that's the
don't
biggest
know.
thing.
I don't actually
also,
remember.
Also, maybe it was the fact that you were doubling every day.
No, that was the
Too.
reason I got the stress fracture. Yeah, but I already wasn't eating enough. And then I took my time off and then I started swimming again. But I
Big cross trainer.
ate like a ton more and I ate just like better in general.
Yeah, now.
So, but I mean,
nutrition
in terms
definitely
of race weight, I mean, I know I was watching Nick Simmons' video about it because I know he had one. He
Yep.
said it's obviously trial and error, what works best for each person. But I feel like 10 pounds would be like the biggest difference between training weight and race weight.
Yeah, and that's what I did pretty much.
I have some opinions on race.
So I feel like 10 pounds you could probably,
Yeah, like,
as long as you're like smart about it, like obviously like don't just like stop eating and then still keep running your mileage. That way you like cut down 10 pounds in a week.
right, but it comes back to what I said about empty calories. So like I have some examples like right here, like sweetener drinks like lemonade, sports drinks, and fruit drinks, coffee, tea, like breakfast, like cereal bars and like those kind of like snacks and stuff. Cereal itself, like condiments, like these are all foods. And then when you eat them, it fills up your stomach like physically.
Mhm.
So you don't feel hungry, but it's not giving you any
It's not
calories.
nutrients.
So it's not like it's like you
Right.
said, it's not nutrients. So you're not getting any energy from it. So that's why you're not necessarily getting a good calorie intake.
Balanced meals.
Yeah, but like also people really don't know that. Like
Yeah, that's true.
all the girls that go to high school or whatever and drink their like Dunkin' Donuts coffee and the guy
wonder why
have like 5 coffees in one day and they're
5
full or whatever.
coffees.
So they're intaking like food, but they're not getting any calories. So
Meals.
if they transfer that to something that does give them calories, that can instantly probably bump up their calorie intake by almost like 300 or 500 calories, which is a big difference. So that's probably the biggest thing that they probably asked you to do and whatnot. Probably like more dense foods.
Yeah, no, I mean they're also just saying like eat more and what like at dinner because I was really bad about. We can talk about this more when we have a nutritionist on, but
Yeah.
I was always just like homework, homework, homework. I come down, eat a plate of pasta, and then go back upstairs. Like that's probably like
Dude,
300 calories. Like that's
procrastinate
nowhere
my homework
near
by
enough.
eating. I'll be like, yo, dinner time. Cancel that
I do
homework.
that too
Let's go
occasionally.
eat.
Steve, can you make me a BLT, please?
All right, that was.
No, but I basically just like focus a lot
Whatever.
on like
They're doing a fantasy
I don't
hockey
even-
draft, and he asked his dad to make him a BLT.
I didn't ask him to make me a BLT. I had just gotten home from work. Okay.
It's like when you FaceTime his girlfriend. I can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of a fantasy draft.
Whatever.
Take fantasy serious,
we
bro.
don't talk about that. All right. Specifically that one. We don't.
sorry,
Talk.
sorry. What were you saying? Lazio.
yeah, no, they just
Oh,
told me
God.
like make sure the proteins and the carbs and stuff are more balanced in your meals and just make
Yeah.
sure that you're just like really stuffing yourself. Like Coach A said that to me too. He's like, it's gonna feel like a lot at first because you're not used to it, but over time your body will start to like essentially like trust you
Yeah.
and be like I'm not gonna go into starvation mode because you're not eating enough. Like I trust that you'll put enough food into yourself for me to fuel myself.
So yeah, I was unhealthy for like this year's a little different just because like I'm able to get up like at a moderate. I get up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock most days. So it's not like I'm waking up at 6 o'clock and I have to rush to school in 30 minutes. Have fun, guys.
I've literally
Yeah. Exactly.
I've gone no sleep this week.
But like I've been able to eat at breakfast. Did shut off.
Perhaps.
All right.
Technical difficulties.
Hey, yo, boys.
Is there still recording audio?
Boys.
It's the Zoom's still recording.
Zoom still
Change
recording.
battery. Okay, bros, we're going to webcams.
Hey.
Just want to throw your webcam out in front of there. I mean, I guess that
It
works.
should still be recording. So yes, my camera died because I'm stupid and didn't charge it.
It's fine.
So
That's
we're
fine.
going to the
That's
ghetto
fine.
camera. Hey guys.
What's
How
up?
long have we been
This
going?
is our high quality content. We've
Hey, yo,
been
push
going
it
for
back.
about an hour.
Let me get on there. All right.
Hold
No,
up, sorry.
now it's just me. We don't want that.
Okay, this is a high quality content you
Alright,
signed up
bet.
for.
What was I saying? Yeah. So, but for the first 3 years,
We
I
could
was in-
use some funding.
We have plenty. I need another battery.
I am the funder. I didn't eat breakfast for like freshman, sophomore, and junior year. And I know everybody's gonna be like, "Shut the fuck up."
No, I didn't do that either. It's not good. Would
Yeah.
not recommend.
But then I'd
I
come,
eat pretty well. No big deal.
yeah, I'd come home. Like I'd eat a moderate
Flex.
lunch. I'd have like a sandwich. Yeah, because Steve makes all your meals.
Steve's a good cook. Steve is a good cook. I'm taking advantage of it.
I had like a sandwich and then like a bar and then typically an apple for like lunch and stuff. And then I'd come home after practice, have like a bowl of cereal or like a protein shake or something like that. And then a couple hours later, I'd have like 5 like meals of just dinner. Like I'd take like 5 servings of dinner.
Mm.
And that would be like my basically meals for the day.
That's a move.
So like I was getting enough calories. It just wasn't spaced out the correct way.
It's too much
Right.
at once.
Because my
Yeah.
dad also keeps telling
Because
us
then
that
it
you
just goes
should
right through you at that point. Like there's
that your body doesn't take it in. Because
exactly.
my dad keeps telling my brothers like when he
It
comes
doesn't
down
have the chance
at
to.
11 o'clock at night, eats like chick cereal at like 11:30 at night. He's like, that's terrible for you. I don't know what the science is behind it. He said he looked it up at like some.
Well, yes
Article or
and
something?
no. I'm not an expert, by the way, but if it's
she's coming on in
spaced,
2 weeks.
if it's spaced out enough, there isn't a huge problem with it. But and don't take this as fact. But shout out my brother. He tells me whenever I get a bowl of cereal at night that I should actually be having a bowl of ice cream because it's supposedly healthier at that time of day to have a bowl of ice cream than a bowl of cereal. That's
Yeah,
all
but,
right.
like-
So all right. Shout out Benny T too. He also
joke so bad.
Benny T used to have ice cream all the time, and he is like
Cut out ice
fast
cream.
now. So
I cut out ice cream for like the last 10 months. And I've been feeling great. I have yogurt
I
instead.
Okay,
mean, so
okay.
like
I have yogurt instead of
I'm partially lactose intolerant, so ice cream's not the biggest play for me.
So you're a bitch, is what you're saying.
I'm not a bitch. I have a shitty immune system. Something like that. I don't really know
Digestive
how.
system.
I,
That's what it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I did lactose diseases last week. I do not think it's part of your immune system. Dumbass.
What was that?
This is my singing voice. You like that?
Mm-mm.
Raspy to high pitch. But I was gonna say, your brother's the athletic one and the intelligent one of the family.
He's not the.
Yeah, what?
He's
Huh?
not.
Huh?
He's not
Huh?
the intelligent one. He's athletic. He's
Sounds
not
like it.
intelligent.
Sounds like it. Also, never mind. Were you about to say something?
Where was that
No, I
going?
was just saying.
Where was that going?
I was saying coincidentally, the season that I ate Dippin' Dots every day for lunch freshman year was the season that I didn't get injured. So moral of the
Yeah, but you
story.
ate that for lunch. You said
Moral-
it like nighttime.
Okay, but I'm saying ice cream in general. You know, moral of the
Okay,
story: get
Dippin'
1
Dots is
hour
not
of
ice
sleep.
cream, though.
Get 1 hour of
It's
sleep.
artificial crap.
Don't eat anything except ice cream every day. And
Dude,
you will,
Dude,
you
that's
will
a different
PR.
story
will
why you
PR.
didn't get hurt.
No, I know.
I don't
I know.
think it's the ice cream.
That was a joke. That was a joke. Disclaimer: that was a joke.
Pro team starts stocking up for Dippin' Dots.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Funding goes towards Dippin' Dots. Dippin' Dots stock
We're
goes up.
sponsored by Dippin' Dots.
Please get us a sponsor. We need one.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely get more into this probably when, like we said, we have a nutritionist coming on hopefully in the next 2 weeks, Suzanne D'amato. So
We look forward to that.
we're gonna ask her a lot more stuff. She doesn't necessarily run; she's more of a CrossFit trainer and nutritional advisor. So more of an outside opinion in the sport. But that's just a quick preview. We're gonna save most of the stuff that we're gonna ask her for that actual episode. But unless you guys want to add anything else, I think that's all we pretty much need to cover for race weight and stuff.
Yeah, I've never really done research into race weight. My personal
I mean,
opinion
this is just we're just
it's
bringing
not
this up.
really that important. In high
We're
school.
just bringing this up because I mentioned
me,
it. We
but-
mentioned it like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
what's another one you
And
wanted to
because
do?
you had that personal experience.
Yeah, of course.
If we want to keep talking about it, if anything else comes up, we can talk about it with the nutritionist. Get her take on it, maybe.
Yeah, of
Oh
course.
yeah,
no, I definitely want to
in
get
that
your take on
episode.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else you got?
The next episode, we're gonna touch on spikes and stuff again because we brought that up.
Oh, you're wrapping up.
That was really the only topic I had. Hold up, gotta get my computer.
Well, I mean, we can't wrap up. It's
That was the other one that I thought of.
what
We can just touch on that quickly.
Spikes.
spikes.
That could go
Spikes.
lengthy though.
We'll go. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
That
what
could
do
be
you-
an in
Do you want
depth.
to hold? That could be like its own episode. We'll post like a
Yeah.
30-minute video just called
Okay.
Spikes.
All right, we'll do spikes. We'll do spikes next time we have no guests.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we already did touch on it.
Right. But okay.
But-
We've been all over the place this episode. I apologize for that. But if you somehow have maintained through this whole thing,
Some kind of focus.
yeah, like we typically have like 25% of you stay till like the end. So we appreciate that. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for the next couple of weeks. Like we have some serious people coming on, like not just high school athletes. We have, like we said, the nutritionist. We have a semi-professional athlete who's gone through like a major D1 program.
Yep.
We have a
Mhm.
D1. We have
Don't spoil too much.
I'm not gonna spoil it too much. They don't know who it is. We have multiple D1 athletes coming in that currently are competing or are just about to like finish out their athletic careers in the collegiate level. What else we got? We got some like
We got a lot of good stuff.
Well, the last one,
of good stuff.
last one I'm
lined
going
up.
to say is legendary coaches. Like in Massachusetts, especially, we
Yup.
have legendary coaches
Yup.
coming on. And if you're listening to this, and I'm going to reach out to you like absolutely tonight and like ask like when you're available. Because
Please.
No, he's already said he wants to hop
Oh,
on, but
okay.
I'm like
All right,
putting you
cool.
on the books. So if you know who
We
I'm
got a
talking
date
about,
lined up. We
Yeah.
got a date lined up.
we got next couple of weeks like absolutely lined up, and in between all those we're going to keep the news going, we're going to keep all this stuff going. We were thinking about doing 2 times a week possibly with just a couple of us doing news, and it's going to be like a shorter 45-minute segment instead of just doing like this hour and a half long stuff.
You,
Or
the fans, want more interviews, so that's what we're bringing to you.
well, I mean, I've posted this already. We only off of 6 episodes, we've got like 400 starts and views on each like in episodes total. So thank you so much for like supporting this. And honestly, we don't care how many of you like will listen to this. We're still going to continue it, even if it's just like one person
Yeah.
each week, because like we find this interesting.
Shout out Coach Estabrook for watching every single episode.
Oh, he's coming on too. Esterberg, if you're watching this, I'm reaching out to you too. You're not the one I was talking about, but you're going on too.
He's calling him not legendary.
No, he's
legendary.
legendary, but like not the like kind of like. I'll explain when they
Choose
come
your,
on.
word, choose your words very carefully.
I'll explain when they come on.
Yeah.
He's legendary to us. He's legendary to us. I'm talking about all of Massachusetts. Like, all right. Anyway, before I dig any deeper, thank you for tuning in this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously, DM us again if you have any questions. I know a couple of you have DM'd us asking if you could hop on. Trust me, we want to get you on. We just have a jam-packed list of like athletes and other people that we already have lined up. So we're set for like
We'll get you on at some point.
We're set
We'll get
until
you on.
really
If-
popular.
If you want to be on, you will be on.
This is a high demand podcast. There's
we're
a wait
set
time.
into like June with people that want to be on. So the guests will be coming. The individual episodes will be coming too. But let us know what you think. I know a lot of you said you want more guests, but we will do some shorter segments if you wanted the news, so you don't have to like bear through us talking nonsense. But thank you for tuning in. As always, we're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Episodes come out every Wednesday nights. Stay tuned. We're going to try and post a little bit more on Instagram. Thank you for everybody who follows us. We've up to 30 followers on Spotify. That's our main platform that we're going to be going on to. Well,
That's a good amount of followers.
for 6 episodes, now 7 episodes, we're probably going to add a couple more after this episode. Thank you for supporting. And we'll catch you guys next week. So thank you. Bye.
Peace.